Hello everyone, I Anu Dhariwal welcome you all to the class. Children, as you know in the previous two sessions we have been discussing History Chapter 1 from your NCERT textbook titled How, When and Where. We have been discussing few topics, so let us move ahead with the chapter. The first topic that we will be discussing is Warren Hastings. He became the first Governor General of India in 1773. He was a competent, honorable and far-sighted administrator whose policies, while some controversial, reshaped and stabilized future Anglo-Indian relations. The controversy surrounding his administration made him the subject of trial and impeachment in Great Britain. Before moving ahead with the topic, children, you need to know the meaning of impeachment. What do we mean by impeachment? So, impeachment is a charge of treason or another crime against someone. Again, I repeat, impeachment means a charge of treason or another crime against someone. Or the other word for impeachment is accuse. So, Warren Hastings was accused of a crime in Great Britain. On the left hand side you can see a picture of Warren Hastings. Let's move ahead with the topic. Impeachment of Warren Hastings. The impeachment of Warren Hastings was a failed attempt between 1788 and 1795 to impeach the first Governor General of Bengal in the Parliament of Great Britain. So children, it was a failed attempt. Hastings was accused of misconduct during his time in Calcutta, particularly relating to mismanagement and personal corruption. So the charge that he was accused of is personal corruption and mismanagement. The trial did not sit continuously and the case dragged on for 7 years. Can you imagine? The case dragged on for 7 years. When the eventual verdict was given, Hastings was overwhelmingly acquitted. So he was acquitted of the charge. It has been described as most famous, certainly the longest political trial. Periodization. Now what do we mean by periodization? The act or process of dividing history into periods is known as periodization. In 1817, a Scottish economist and political philosopher named James Mill published a book, History of British India. In this book, James Mill divided the Indian history into 3 periods based on the religion of the rulers of that time. So how did James Mill divide Indian history? He divided it into 3 periods and that too based on the religion of the rulers of that time. What were the 3 periods? The 3 periods were Hindu, Muslim and British. Now how do we periodize? James Mill divided the Indian history into 3 periods, Hindu, Muslim and British. According to Mill, only British rules, culture and laws could make Indians civilized. Now children, James Mill used to believe that all the Asian countries at that time were uncivilized. So he believed that only British rules, culture and laws could make Indians civilized. There are significant sources to study the periods of events, and by studying different historical evidences, a string of time periods can be formed. Now there were some problems with the James Mill's periodization. Let us study what were those. It has been argued by many historians that it is not correct to periodize the Indian history on the basis of religion of the rulers. For example, when the Hindu kings ruled in ancient India, many religions existed peacefully. So they're giving an example that when the Hindu kings ruled in ancient India, there were many religions and all existed peacefully. Similarly, it was not correct to periodize medieval India as the Muslim history, since people belonging to different faiths coexisted during this time. So they are saying even when there were Muslim rulers, that time also all the different faiths they were coexisting together peacefully. Such periodization, which was based on the religion of the rulers, suggests that the lives, practices, and the culture of the other people do not matter. Mill also sought to show that before the advent of the British, all the Asiatic societies were at lower level of civilization. Indian periodization of history. Now, how do Indians periodize their history? Chronologically, Indian history can be classified into three periods: ancient India, medieval India, and modern India. Now, what do we mean by chronologically? Chronologically, children, means following the order in which they occur. I repeat, chronologically means following the order in which they occur. So, Indians classified their history following the order in which they occur. They divided into three periods known as ancient India, medieval India, and modern India. Ancient history can be counted from 4000 BC to AD 500. Medieval history from AD 500 to AD 1500. And modern history AD 1500 to present. That means what we are living and what is going on is the modern history. This is it for today, children. We'll be continuing the topic in the next session. Till then, take care, stay home, stay safe. Thank you.